Hey, Josh, how are you?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Good. How did this happen?
Well, first of all, it starts with the global pandemic, and as everyone just trying to sort all this out. Some of the obviously the rules and things, the expanded practice squad and all that changed, and then there was an understanding, this kind of new world that we're operating in is what happens if the quarterback room gets the virus. So I think that was what initiated the conversations, and so they reached out and we started discussing it and what that would look like, and being able to kind of distance myself, be safe, but still be able to hopefully bring some virtual value to the team and help out that way. So that's really kind of what happened, and started talking about it a couple weeks ago.
Hey, Ed Kratz and then Tim McManus.
Hey, Josh, welcome back. I just want to ask you, I guess you talked briefly or so with the Eagles after last season about possibly coming on board as an assistant coach in some capacity. Were you not ready to make that step yet, or did you just believe you still had more football left in you?
Well, we obviously, I'll keep the bulk of those conversations private between us, but just discuss the desire at some point in the future to coach, and what that would look like. But I just knew with my family dynamic and where I am, just wasn't ready to move forward in that area right now, and so yeah, we just keep an open dialogue about it, but there was never anything offered or anything like that. So it was just more of a discussion of future and things of that nature. So
Okay, Tim McManus and Dave Zangaro.
What's up, Josh? So what is the day-to-day going to look like for you? I mean, are you going to be plugged into the practice virtually, and just what's your understanding of how it's going to lay out for you?
Yeah, I mean that'll be the idea. I'll hop into yesterday we got a chance to get into the Zoom meetings, and it was cool to listen to Coach Peterson talking the team meeting, and then connecting with the quarterbacks, and then hop on and watch practice. As soon as the guys film practice, I get it uploaded, and I was texting Carson late last night about some things I saw during practice and just how sharp I thought it looked. So like I said, for me, it's just watching, being involved in the meetings, because you can't just watch practice and be able to bring anything of value if you don't know the intention of what you're trying to get done. So being a part of the meeting, seeing the installations, listening to the plays, and what Press and Rich and the guys have come up with and their intent of these plays. Then hopefully I can bring some value if needed to those guys, as they dialogue, on how reads go and different things, and just be another sounding board for Carson. So that's my thought process. This is obviously new to me, and so I'll be learning, but I'll wake up every day, asking myself how I can bring value to the team from a distance, and it'll start with just virtually and watching the practice and being involved in the meetings, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, Dave Zangaro and then Martin Frank.
Hey Josh, good to see you. This is such a new thing. Are you going to feel like you're a part of the team? Are you going to be able to have that feeling virtually?
Yeah, I think so, just because it will be different, but no different than so many corporations around America right now, and even our interaction right now. It's a new way of doing things, but the care that I have for the guys in the locker room, especially, I think that would be different. It's a great question, because I think it'd be different if this was a new team that I was doing this for. But because I've been with these guys last year, and played alongside these guys, I think there's a connection for me, at least, that makes this, I think a different feeling, and certainly, whether I was doing this or not, would have followed the team along closely and rooted for these guys and been as supportive as possible. So I think it's more official now, and now I have more access to meetings and can do that more effectively. But I'll feel as much a part of it as I can given the circumstance.
Okay, Martin Frank and then Ruben Frank.
Hey, Josh, welcome back. One of the things Carson has said often is that you've kind of been like a mentor towards him, especially, last season when you were with the team. And I was just kind of wondering what you've seen in Carson's leadership ability, as well as, watching him now from afar, like you mentioned, watching practice the other day and noticing things about him.
Yeah. For me, last year was great, just getting to spend every day with a guy and kind of get an idea of who he is as a person, what he's learned about himself, what his leadership style is. And I've said it over and over again, talked with Tim the other day about that, just, especially down the stretch, just as Carson's continued to find his voice and serve his team and serve all these young guys when we were going through the injuries. I thought I was really impressed with that. And so more than anything, just continuing to when you're a young player and you're trying to go, okay, what's my style, what's my voice? Sometimes you don't know, and I guess for me last year, my role was just to affirm him in those areas, maybe help. Hey, think about saying this way, or think about talking about this that way, whatnot. So I think that's the main thing, for me, is just to be able to go, man, I've been around it. I've gotten the great privilege of being around a lot of great leaders, especially at the quarterback position. And so to be able to share some of those experiences with him and hopefully, help him is always the goal. And to his credit, he's receptive, always wanting to learn and grow and get better. And I think the play down the stretch last year reflected that.
Okay, we have time for two more, so we'll finish here with Ruben Frank and then Les Bowen.
Hey, Josh, you talked about the mental aspect of this, watching practice and being on the Zoom calls. What about the physical side of it? Throwing, who you throw to, lifting, all that kind of stuff that you would do if you were here. And part B of that question is, how long did it take your hamstring to heal?
That's a great question. Just got through doing all the checks today, and everything checked out great. I have a weight room at my house. I have the local high school as well that I can go work out at, and so I'll remain active in that, and then getting throws. Thankfully, I have two young quarterbacks in my house, so we throw the ball every day, and I'm involved with them all the time. So that stuff is the best way for me to stay sharp. And I think this whole development, for me to be able to be in the meetings in the morning and go when they go out to practice, I'll probably go out and work out, and then I'll come back in and watch the practice and then be able to reconvene with them and share thoughts and discuss things. And then, I'll be looking at opponent tape and so I can, again, better myself to be a resource for these guys. So it's a great question. We'll see how the days shape up. But I will definitely be active and be ready to go and keep myself in shape.
Okay, last one here with Les Bowen.
Hey, Josh. Can you walk us through, if you know, what would happen if they did need you? Would you have to go through some sort of quarantine coming up here? What would the mechanism be to get you ready to quarterback the team? It couldn't happen in like a day or two, right? It would have to be something more than that.
Yeah, I don't know those exact protocols. I know I've been up here doing testing. So my understanding is that testing is helpful for down the road. So I've been here doing testing for the last few days, and then if I were to have to rejoin the team, it would be kind of a 24-hour thing, I believe, as far as going through testing. So that'll be the key. And then obviously for me, as I work out and as I'm away from here, just maintaining all these, protocols with masking and distancing and all those things. So that'll be on me. But, hopefully everybody stays healthy and we don't come to that. But if we do, I guess we'll find out when it happens. But my understanding is that it's like a 24-hour process.